Hey everyone, today we are checking out a brand new grill from Monument Grills. This is the infrared matte blue grill. Model number on this one is 35633B, I think for blue, because it's matte blue. Look at how sharp and classy this blue is. So shipping on this is super fast and efficient. Assembly was pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and cut over to that. We assembled in the garage because it's a little chilly out and it was raining earlier. So let's cut over to assembly, check out all the details on that, and then we'll come back here. That's the matte blue infrared propane gas grill. And it comes in 3 boxes. All arrived via FedEx, super fast and efficient. The boxes look to be in great shape. Of course, there's a little heft to them. One of them was 90 pounds, the other one about 60 pounds. And of course, our grill cover, that one was lightweight. But let's go ahead and open these up, have a peek, and then get this assembled. Just taking a peek at these boxes as we pop the top on them, and it looks like packaging is impeccable. There's even some pieces of wood in here to protect our grill. So far, so good. So we have our bottom cart assembled. So you do need to assemble just about everything on here. Luckily though, Monument Grill gives you a very detailed assembly guide with screws labeled, lettered, and even arrows. So you have plenty of opportunity to do the right thing when you're putting this together because they show you every single step that you need to take. We have all kinds of pieces and parts. Packaging on here was absolutely incredible. Everything has its own box. It was packaged nicely, lots of styrofoam and other pieces. So as you can see, we do have some work ahead of us, but everything is coming together thus far. Assembly has been going pretty smoothly. Honestly, you need to build the bottom part. You kind of set the firebox and everything on top of it. Right now, I'm just assembling the 2 side burners. So you do need to do a little wiring. Of course, in the beginning of this owner's manual, there is a QR code that has a great video. It shows you step by step what pieces look like, what pieces go together. I would show you all of the details, but that video is almost perfect, showing you exactly what you need to do. So right now we're gonna go ahead and, run some wiring through here, connect our knob, and connect all of the pieces and parts together. So if you need some help assembling your grill, refer to your owner's manual where there's some QR codes for an assembly video. And of course you can contact Monument Grills. QR code for the video is super, super duper helpful. Assembly on this was pretty straightforward. Look at this color. It really is sharp. Now let me show you one other thing about this grill. On this side here, there's a little button. Lights. It is getting dark now, so we'll be able to check those out a little later when you can truly appreciate how beautiful those LED blue lights are. First off, let's go ahead and walk through this. So we have the main firebox here. Again, we have a nice temperature gauge and a see-through window, so you can kind of peek in there, see how everything's doing without letting any of that heat out. But we have a nice big cooking area here. These cast iron grates are absolutely beautiful. And then we have that warming rack up on top. For cleaning purposes, this seemed like it could be pretty easy. Everything kind of comes out and is easy to access. We do have that drip tray down below. Again, on the sides, we do have this nice side burner on this side with, of course, your control here. Then we have four other controls that we have here to control the flame on the inside. On the left-hand side, we have a nice sear burner. So this side sear burner to put a sear on those steaks. Again, a nice control on this side. It gives you all the directions on here as well. So this is the searing side. This is just the side burner on that side. But when you stand back and look at that blue, it really is sharp and snappy. Again, we have magnetic doors on here. So you can go ahead and open those up. And of course your LP is going to sit in there. Very nice. I haven't connected it yet. We're going to connect that in just a few minutes. Just peeking at the back side of the grill, of course, you have your drip tray here. So it kind of has a little slope to it. And then you have a nice tray underneath there that you can go ahead and empty as well. So that just slides right in the back. You do have access in the back to go ahead and visually see your LP on this side as well. Your batteries right here for your LED lights, easy to change, and it has a nice strong magnet on it. Right underneath that side burner, there is a nice rack to go ahead and hang your utensils from right here. This matte blue grill is very, very nice. It does have locking casters on it as well. I just wanted to let you know. So you can go ahead and roll it into position and then lock it for safety purposes. That stainless steel next to that blue is super sharp, and I love how these dials light up. The sun has set and night has befallen us, but it is time to go ahead and check out this grill and get everything taken care of on it. So first things first, I wanted to show you guys is these lights. So over on the side, look at that. Nice, easy push button. And we have some beautiful LED lights on there. So you can easily see in some subpar lighting conditions like we have before us now, and you can easily see. So I did go ahead and connect our LP tank under here. Super, super easy. Of course, there's that hole that's in there, and then this kind of holds your LP in place. So on this side, we had our connection. Make sure that's nice and secure. You can do a soap test to make sure that you don't have any gas leaks. Also recommended just to make sure you're not leaking any propane out in the world, you know? You also, under here, you do have a connected matchstick holder in case you need to ever light your grill with a matchstick. They have this one connected on there for you. Keep your fingers nice and safe. Go ahead and put your matchstick in there. But we do have an electronic ignition as well. So right here's our electronic ignition. And in case you were wondering what the extra battery was for, they provide you with 5 batteries. You do need to go ahead and put your battery in here. So just unscrew it. And inside you're gonna go ahead and pop that battery in. Here's that battery, plus side pointed towards you. So the little nub right there, and we'll turn that back. We'll screw that back in. Now we have power for our electronic ignition. Once we turn our gas on down below, we should be able to go ahead and get this started. I did go ahead and clean our actual cooking surfaces, but we're gonna do a burn off. That way we just burn off any leftover residue, ickies, yuckies, things that you don't wanna be cooking. So we're gonna heat this up nice and hot for a little bit, let things cook off. Turned on our gas down below. We're gonna go ahead and turn this on max. So we're gonna get this part cooking. And then we have our electronic ignition. You hear that nice tick, and look at that. First time, very first light on this grill, and it worked like a champ. Look at those flames. Absolutely beautiful. It is a little windy outside, so you're gonna see those dancing around a little bit. Not too bad though, to be honest. So let's go ahead, and we have this up on high here. So on max, on high. We're gonna go ahead and also just cook this off as well. So let's go ahead and open these up. We're just gonna get it cooking. So max on there, max on this one. You can see that one lit up. Look at that. Nice. Little windy, not too bad. And then we have our sear over here, and that one lit as well. So we're gonna go ahead and close our lid, let everything get nice and toasty in there. And of course you can peek on through, look at that. Peek on in there and see what's going on. It's getting a little fogged up just because it's chilly outside today. But let's go ahead and get this cooking, cook off that yuck. Nice flame on that side. We'll go ahead and shut that one off. Nice. Oh, look at the sear on this side. Getting nice and hot as well. Fast forward to the next day, and it has snowed just a little bit. So last night, again, we went ahead and did that burn off. I threw on the rain cover thinking that we were gonna get a couple showers. We got a couple snowflakes as well, but our grill should be nice and protected under there. So let's go ahead and remove that, since today we are gonna be grilling lots of food. I'm gonna go ahead and get the grill ready for grilling dinner tonight. So just turning on that gas fully. You can see that we really did get this nice and hot last night, cleaning all of this off. Again, I have washed the cooking surfaces, but let's go ahead and turn on our gas on all of these burners. So gas is on, I can hear it, and ignite. You can hear that ticking as you're supposed to, and it looks like we have flames on all of our burners. We're gonna go ahead and let this heat up, and then we'll throw some food on there. I am so excited that we have such a large cooking area because we have a lot of food to go. I'm so excited we have such a large cooking area because we have a lot of food to put on here. About 10 minutes ago, I came out here to preheat the grill, and I had turned it on and I left it on about a medium, you know, halfway between minimum and maximum on all burners. Just peeking through there, I can see those flames popping up, but look at that temperature gauge. We're up over 550, around 575 degrees. That is a little hotter than I had intended on cooking. So think about that. We're cooking in the winter. It is cold out. We're in the mid-20s right now, and a medium on here, we're rocking over 550. We're gonna dial this back just a little bit before we throw our food on there. Let's go ahead and peek at what we are cooking. So we have 4 pork chops. They're about an inch thick or so. I went ahead and seasoned them with some salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and some other seasonings as well. And then we also have some chicken breast that has been marinating overnight, just some olive oil and some other seasonings in there as well. These are the first proteins that we're going to toss on because they're going to take the longest. And it looks like our temp is dropping down a little bit. So whew, that feels nice. On a cold winter day, that actually feels really, really nice. I'm going to go ahead and start with the chicken. We're going to see how much we can get on here. I think that we should be completely fine. Little flare up, of course, because we have that olive oil in there, to be expected. Some pretty good sized chicken breasts on here. So we have 4 big chicken breasts. And then we have our 4 pork chops. We're going to throw those on back there as well. And again, this is cooking pretty hot. Of course, we had that lid open, so we're gonna see if we can rock around 350 or so for a little bit. Then we have some other things to throw on and some veggies, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our other food and veggies to bring on out while this is cooking. It's been about 10 minutes since we were out here last. And it looks like our temp did drop down to 325 or so. And I did turn them down quite a bit. We're probably, you know, half to a quarter. We're about medium. Let's go ahead and take a peek at things though. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. So those seem to be doing well. We'll flip those in just a moment. We have some veggies to go ahead and throw on. I have some zucchini spears and some asparagus. So we're gonna toss those over on the far end here. There's a look at our zucchini spears and some asparagus. I did go ahead and turn this side way down. Of course, veggies aren't going to take very much. Again, this one I have turned way down as well. There we go. So we have 6 stadium-style cheddar brats, a couple of zucchinis, some asparagus, those 4 pork chops. Let's go ahead and flip these. These are probably good and ready. Oh yeah, those are good. We don't want to get them too dried out here. Looking good. Again, I turned that temp down to 300 because I didn't want to cook these too terribly fast while I ran inside and grabbed the other stuff. They don't seem to be sticking too bad or anything. Of course, I do have some clean tongs. Flipping that chicken over. Oh, not too bad. Okay, good. Good. Worst thing is that, you know, char grilled food. But we are doing okay. We can probably actually turn this up now that we have all of our food out here and on the grill. So this is a substantial cook space. We do have room for more, but I am pretty pleased with a large family that we could actually cook a couple of meals on here ahead of time, or we could entertain. We certainly have room up here to warm some stuff, some buns, whatnot. Let's go ahead and turn the chicken side up a little bit, the pork side up just a little bit. This side, we don't need much heat over here. Everything seems to be pretty happy. We'll be back in a few. Everything is cooking very well. Everything is looking pretty good. So we're just gonna go ahead and temperature check, but everything is looking pretty good. It has that caramelization, golden color. Our brats are definitely done. Our zucchini looks fantastic. Asparagus, look at that. I would have to say this grill has done a great job. Of course, we're gonna taste test everything shortly, but certainly plenty of surface area to make tons of food. Those pork chops look great. We are very excited for our new Monument Grill. To check out more details on this one, check that link down below in the description and in the comments for all of the details, specifications, and of course, price. Thank you all so much for joining me today as we assembled, checked this out, and of course, fired it up and did our first grill on it. Until we see you again, keep your nose clean. Bye.